Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. You already know who it is. Welcome back to Lewis's Basketball Network. It is your boy Lewis, and I am back once again with another banger with yet another video. Make sure you like, hit subscribe, hit that noti to always receive the latest content I truly provide. Appreciate you guys. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, man. Make sure to like and share this video. Only help the channel grow. Appreciate it as always, guys. So let's get right into this. According to reports, as I saw per Bleacher Report, both LeBron and Giannis are going to be out tonight. Giannis is out with an ankle injury. He had suffered it against the Sixers. I believe it was in the third quarter. And it looked pretty bad when he had landed on, I forgot whose foot he stepped on. But he had twisted it. It was right on the forefoot, but he ended up injuring his ankle. He played and finished the game, but the Bucks ended up losing to the Sixers. And now he is out tonight against the Lakers. So LeBron James, with that embarrassment that he displayed at Madison Square Garden on Sunday, all of a sudden, he gets blacked by Mario Hezonja, the GOAT right now. I think he's the greatest of all time for blocking that shot because he blocked LeBron James. So big time play by Hezonja. And as Skip Bayless said, he was a bust of a number 5 pick. He didn't do well in Orlando for 5 years. The Knicks signed him on a 1-year deal. Hezonja had not played in over a month since February 13th, I believe. That was just his 7th block of the entire season, and it happened against the King in a 1-point game down the stretch. And then get this, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is going to sit out tonight against the Bucks due to a sore left groin. Yo, this is the greatest player of all time? Listen, they should just do us a favor and not have LeBron James just miss the rest of the regular season. I'm pretty sure that those Bucks fans that paid courtside seats are mad as fuck right now because LeBron James is not playing. And we were like, well, we're hoping to see LeBron and Giannis. Well, Giannis was kind of questionable anyway because of the ankle injury. And people were kind of like, oh, LeBron doesn't want no part of Giannis now. And I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just basically saying, like, LeBron James in one season has disgraced the Laker organization and the Laker fan base and his own fans for that matter. Yet they'll find a way to defend him because they're asking, what more do you want him to do? He's a human being. Listen, no human being comes to Lakerland other than the Boston Celtics, the most historic franchise. One of the most historic, well, the second, arguably the most historic franchise in basketball, and one of the most historic franchises in all of the major sports. Talks about how he's going to bring, going to help the team win, bring a championship to LA. And you bring this La Drama, the La Toxic, the La BS to Lakerland. I mean, let's just exclude the injuries. I mean, and the thing is, he wanted proven players. Lance Stevenson, deep into the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. The LeBron stands who constantly trolled Stevenson. JaVale McGee looking out like a defensive player of the year candidate. Won 2 championships. Was a big factor in stopping LeBron James in the NBA Finals last year. But, the media's not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. You got Rondo, NBA champion with the Boston Celtics. Went to 2 finals on LeBron's watch. He missed his 34 games. Brandon Ingram had a tough time adjusting, and he wasn't playing well in the beginning because he was playing, both him and LeBron played the same position. You could switch them in terms of what kind of lineup you want to play. But you tried to trade half the team to get a generational player that can't stay healthy in Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a puppet. My thing is, Anthony Davis didn't ask to trade because he wanted to. He asked for the trade because LeBron told him to. It was to fulfill the narrative saying that LeBron James can get players to play with him. This is the same LeBron that went on ESPN and told Rachel Nichols that he has been recruiting since 2007. You went on TV, LeBron, And you told Rachel Nichols that for the world to see, that you have been recruiting since 2007. Let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. All I hear the LeBron sexuals talk about is how LeBron builds teams from the ground up. Revisionist? Yes. You want to know why? Because when LeBron James was a free agent in 2010, who did he join? Did Dwayne Wade join LeBron James in Cleveland? Because if I remember, LeBron was trying to recruit Dwayne Wade to come to Cleveland. He was trying to get Carmelo Anthony to come to Cleveland. Melo wanted to go to New York. Chris Bosh signed first to the Miami Heat, and LeBron James went to the Miami Heat. And all I hear the LeBron sexuals say is, well, the Miami Heat, they were losing before LeBron came. They had a losing season before LeBron came. 2 seasons prior, the Miami Heat were in the playoffs in 2009. Dwayne Wade led the league in scoring. Dwayne Wade was first team All-NBA in 2009. The Miami Heat were the 7th seed and they won 43 games. Now, did they go deep into the playoffs? No, because they lost in the first round. But did they make the playoffs? Yeah. So where is this thing about they were losers before LeBron came? They won 43 games. The next year, the Miami Heat won 46 games. And they lost to Boston in the first round. But according to LeBron stands, they were not a playoff team before LeBron got there. Well, I just debunked that myth and just gave you the facts. They were in the playoffs. Don't believe me? Check out the NBA standings for both 2009 and 2010. The Miami Heat were in the playoffs. Dwayne Wade led that team to the playoffs. And those Heat teams were not talented. And he led them to 43 and 46 wins with the coaching of young head coach Eric Spoelstra, who was the video coordinator for the Miami Heat. As a matter of fact, Dwayne Wade had a finals MVP before LeBron joined him. LeBron James went to Wade County. He didn't go into La Witness Land in Cleveland. But wait a minute, I thought LeBron's not the GM, but you just said that he builds teams from the ground up. Which one is it? He's not. He has influence on trades, but he's not the GM. But then you say he builds teams from the ground up into super teams. That's such an oxymoronic logic. It's a double-edged sword. It's a double standard. LeBron's not a GM, but he builds teams from the ground up. So technically, what you're saying is LeBron is a GM. He joined Wade and Bosh because Bosh signed first. Then Cleveland in 2014. LeBron James is pointing to Kyrie Irving and tells him, you keep doing what you're doing, you might see me there one day. He said this. He literally said this. Kyrie signs 5 years, $90 million. I've said this in many videos. That gave LeBron the clout saying, okay, it's time for you to go and join. Kyrie had no idea LeBron was coming to Cleveland. Oh, but LeBron's not a GM, but he built super teams from the ground up. Cleveland gets the number 1 pick. Andrew Wiggins used that as a trade package to get Kevin Love. Kevin Love didn't join the Cavaliers. He was traded to the Cavaliers. But according to Bron's sexual logic, he's not a general manager, but he builds teams from the ground up. What? You see how I catch y'all? You see how I catch you guys that spew this stupid ass nonsense? Yo, you guys are unbelievable. Oh my goodness. And then all the teammates. LeBron James is such a great teammate. He's such a great teammate, but according to you guys, he carries a bunch of bums to the finals. Well, if LeBron is such a great teammate, why are you calling those guys bums? Damn, with that logic, then LeBron's really not a great teammate. Because he's basically saying, I did this for y'all. Did you forget that he told Pat Riley and them to draft Sabaj Napier? And what did LeBron do? Took his foot out the door. He thought he could control the Miami Heat franchise, but because of the alpha that Pat Riley is, he said, hell no. You're not gonna you're not gonna hostage our organization. No way. You could take your ball and go home. And Pat Riley even said in an interview, LeBron left a lot of championships on the table. I even said before he went back to Cleveland, it would have been foolish for LeBron to go back. Now, people want to say LeBron owes Cleveland something and all this. And this is why I keep saying that LeBron doesn't really care about the city of Cleveland. LeBron, what he did was fulfill his obligation in terms of his contract. Why do you think he kept signing 1 to 2 year deals? People want to keep saying, oh, you got to understand that Dan Gilbert's a terrible owner and all this kind of stuff. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Dan Gilbert. But I remember when LeBron James left to the Lakers, you know what was the first thing he said? Thank God we have our team back. David Griffin, in an article, basically said that LeBron has the most power in the organization. Has the most power and influence. So you guys are going to sit there and say, oh, LeBron is not a GM. LeBron is not the owner. LeBron is not influencing trades. And I keep telling you that he is the de facto. That he has influence and say-so on everything in Cleveland. In Cleveland. Told his best friend Dwayne Wade to take a pay cut to come join the Cavaliers, and that he promised that he would help him get a championship. He told Dwayne Wade 3 years ago when he went back to Cleveland, we'll be together soon one day. That's what he was talking about. So, and then the Bronxexuals are going to sit here and tell me that LeBron James didn't play with an all-NBA player in Kyrie Irving, multiple-time All-Star, an all-NBA player in Kevin Love, multiple-time All-Star. Chris Bosh makes an all-NBA team in 2007, perennial All-Star. Dwayne Wade makes first-team all-NBA 2 years in a row, perennial All-Star, a Finals MVP. You have 4 20-point scorers that you played with, and the LeBron stands continue to be like, oh, they're nothing. And want to be like, oh, Chris Bosh and Kevin Love, oh, they wanted to play with LeBron James. No, Kevin Love was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was traded there. And if you guys remember, the Warriors were trying to trade for Kevin Love by sending Klay Thompson to the Timberwolves. How come nobody talks about that? And then LeBron does all this. He literally plays no competition in the Eastern Conference. And I kept telling you this, guys. LeBron James, he's played a total of only 3 players in 8 different postseasons that made first team All-NBA. 3 total. He has not had that great competition. And some of the other guys either made second or third team. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan faced more first team All-NBA players than LeBron James has ever faced in his entire career. And the ones that LeBron faces are in the finals. 2015 and 16 was Steph Curry. 2017 and 2018 was Kevin Durant. That's 2. Tim Duncan in 2007, that's 3. Kevin Durant. That's what I'm saying. He's only faced about 3 or 4 different players in his finals career that have made first team All-NBA. And this is why I keep telling you that in this video, I'm telling you right now, LeBron James to me will be out of the top 10. And I had Kobe Bryant at number 11. But I came to the realization of something when I looked at LeBron's career, especially his first year in the West. And I just said this last video, guys. LeBron James has been very fortunate with the career he's had. He is a great player, but he is a low-level IQ basketball player. Bronxexuals are not going to like what I have to say. They're going to say, how can you say that? I'm going to say it again. His assists and his rebounds are inflated and they're overrated. LeBron James is a good passer, but he's not an all-time great passer. LeBron James is a poor. He can't even do offensive rebounds, and his rebounding is from the box out of his players. The offense with the assists, the guys have to work so hard to play off the ball to get open, and LeBron James always gets a ton of credit for his assists. I'm not saying that LeBron doesn't have good eyes, but his teammates have to do all that work to get open. So my question is, what is LeBron really doing? That's what these guys fail to understand about LeBron James. LeBron James his play style is what I call selective truth. Oh, LeBron, 27, 8, and 8. LeBron, at this stage of his career at age 34, chooses not to adjust his game, chooses not to play in the post. He has no skill set. He doesn't have a go-to move that he can go to. His offensive game is very limited. It has a lot of limitations. He is a master at manipulating the offensive end, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. He has found a way to manipulate the offense. That's why his numbers look so gaudy. This isn't hate. This is the truth. And the truth is, his numbers are overrated. His assists come from drive and kick. His points come from the bully ball in the free throw line, 0 to 3 feet. You extend LeBron, he's a below average player when you extend him beyond 3 feet. For his career, he shoots 74% from inside of 3 feet. Look up the numbers. If you make him into a jump shooter, he's less efficient. He's improved, but he's less efficient. That's why I continue to say what Kobe Bryant did was actually even more amazing, considering that Kobe Bryant, once he entered his prime, he even played in a very tough defensive era. And this is the truth. Kobe Bryant, I'm going to move him to number 7 on my list of the top 10. I had him at number 11. But LeBron James coming out here looking like a peasant in the Western Conference, it just made me realize a lot of things when I looked into his career. I tried to be as objective as possible and give LeBron the nod in terms of why he still deserves to be a top 10 but not a top 5 player. And I said LeBron James is not a top 5 player. He's not. He still thinks that he can play the same type of style and that it's going to lead to winning, and it's just not going to. He refuses to allow himself to be coached. If LeBron was to show a great leadership, he could have sat down with Luke Walton and have conversations with him. You know when he didn't start talking to Luke Walton? He didn't start talking to him until September. Like end of August, September. He had plenty of time to talk with Luke Walton. He basically shows no respect, but he does it in the huddles. You can see it in his body language, guys. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You know, for a great player, I've never met such a whiny superstar that uses the media to manipulate. He feeds into his own ego. And it's actually been very toxic to his brain because he honestly believes the shit that he talks about when I honestly don't believe he believes what he says. And the fact that the media supports it and continues to, oh yeah, go Brian, go bro, woo, go Brian. He just has that in his mindset. And people are talking about how he's owned Kobe Bryant and he's owned Kevin Durant in regular season matchups. I'm going to say it again. Has Kobe Bryant and LeBron met in the playoffs? Have they ever met? I'm going to say it once again. The puppet commercial that people kept riding for the last 2 years in 2009 and 2010 after they won Olympic gold together, that the NBA was pushing to see who was the best player between those two guys. What happened? LeBron James got upset in 6 games to the Orlando Magic, to Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. They had a good team. That was without Jameer Nelson. And LeBron and the Cavaliers are lucky because if LeBron doesn't hit that shot, he would have been swept. They lost in 6, but he doesn't hit that miracle shot in game 2, they get swept. Because The Cavaliers didn't win a single game in Orlando. 2010, up 2-1. Gets sedated after finding out what happened with the whole Delonte West situation. Maybe players knew about it and they were probably bickering around the back. LeBron, what did he do? He had to be sedated, and guess what? LeBron quit the last 3 games, and all fans kept talking about, oh, look at the triple-double he had in Game 6. It was in a losing effort. In Game 5, LeBron was just not aggressive. He only took 11 shots. And I keep telling you another thing. LeBron protects his field goal percentage. What Walt Clyde Frazier said about LeBron is absolutely correct. If you want to be perceived as a leader, you have to exemplify that leadership role to your team. And the fact that he disengages all the time, yet you guys are still trying to find a way to defend it. And you guys are sitting here talking about Kobe tards and Jordan fans, but yo, you guys are the worst. I didn't hear Kobe Bryant get the amount of excuses that LeBron James gets. I'm sorry. That's LeBron tards using revisionist history. Because every single time LeBron wins or loses, it's always an excuse. Either he does everything in the victories when the other players help contribute, and rarely does LeBron even give credit. Rarely. Like I said, man, LeBron is his own worst enemy. He comes out here and says these outlandish statements. And people are coming, oh, why you hating on LeBron? We don't hate on LeBron. We're objective about LeBron. We critique him as a basketball player. LeBron James brought this on himself. Ain't nobody spewing hate. He brought this on himself. If he would just stop controlling narratives, stop trying to be the point guard of the offense, learn to play off the ball, improve and diversify your skill set, be a team player, be a leader, show camaraderie with your team, allow yourself to be coached, and spending less time in social media instead of praising other players around the league, criticizing other players on your team for the jobs that you're not doing, talking about the free agency class and saying, oh, if I say something, you know, I better be careful because I'm going to get in trouble for it. But you're talking about free agency and the season's not even over yet. And you quit on your team half after the All-Star break because you didn't get Anthony Davis, after making Anthony Davis publicly talk about how he wanted to be traded because he wanted to be in control of his destiny. He wants to be in control of his situation, and he wants to be in control of the prime of his career. And yet you invite him on your show. And you're telling me that you're not doing collusion with Rich Paul? Come on, dude. Like I said, the LeBron tards, they don't want to see that because they're going to say, oh, LeBron's doing what's best for him, and he's such an inspiration. No, that's nonsense. It's nonsense. I'm going to say it again. Kobe Bryant is number 7 on my list. I'm changing it. I'm going to reconstruct my top 10 list and come out with a video later on. But LeBron's out of my top 10. This is not, I've said it many times before, it's not GOAT behavior. People coming out here talking about LeBron's never played for a Hall of Fame coach. And I've said it many times. If LeBron wanted to play for a Hall of Fame coach, he would have went to Greg Popovich. Why doesn't he want to play with Greg Popovich? Because he knows that Greg Popovich's system and his coaching are going to take away any credit that LeBron James has had for his success of winning championships. That's why. LeBron wants all the smoke. He wants all the credit. Phil Jackson called him on his posse comment, which is exactly what's happening right now. Rich Paul being involved in everything and Jeannie Buss getting tired of his ass. But yeah, and LeBron tried to spin the narrative to make it a race issue. Charles Barkley criticizes LeBron on his basketball acumen. What does LeBron do? Attack him personally. Hakeem Olajuwon has an opinion saying Jordan is a better player than LeBron, and he says he even gives LeBron credit in terms of how he's a great player. What does LeBron do? He attacks him on social media. The same guy that you attack when you went to him to learn moves in the post. I don't understand that. You bash a guy who you went to learn how to play in the post. When in your first 9 years, you've been circling around the perimeter and playing with drives to the basket. The same way you've been playing your entire career. But you want to bash Hakeem Olajuwon. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about. And that's why I said that now Kobe Bryant, I had him number 11 on my list. I'm going to move him to number 7, and I'm going to restructure my list once again. MJ is untouchable at number 1. I'm not going to change him. I'm not going to change Kareem. I got him at number 2. But all the other players in terms of Bird, Magic, and all that, I'm going to reshuffle. It's going to be different. But I'm going to switch positions. I got LeBron at number 11, and I'm going to put Kobe in number 7. Why? Because Kobe Bryant, people want to talk about most missed shots, and he's cold brick and shot jacker. I'm going to tell you right now, for those who say that Kobe Bryant didn't sacrifice his stats are wrong. He played with Shaq. He played under the triangle offense. If he didn't sacrifice those stats, guess what happened? Kobe Bryant, even if he would have won a couple of the championships, Kobe would not be considered the player he is if he doesn't win enough. Because remember, Phil Jackson said Kobe wasn't coachable. And Kobe was able to win 3 rings with Shaq. So if he's not coachable, why was he able to win 3 rings with Shaq? It's not just because Shaq's the best player. Kobe did his part. And think about this. By Kobe developing, the Lakers always had the advantage in their championship runs. And that's what people fail to understand. And then LeBron coming out and saying that he's the greatest of all time on the shop. And like I said before in the last video, notice that LeBron is trying to create these little movie narratives that people start to make on YouTube of how LeBron fails in his first season and comes back and does this redemption. That all LeBron faces adversity. In other words, LeBron creates adversity to control the narrative. That's his problem. That's his problem. And that's what I want you guys to start thinking about. Like, think about it. He didn't win in his first year with a super team when they were expected to win. He wins the next year. He goes back to Cleveland and people think, oh, LeBron makes you. And that's the thing. That's why I said that going to the West was a blessing in disguise. It's unfortunate that it had to be with the Lakers, but it was a blessing in disguise. Because what we've been talking about, these 8 straight finals and how he had to carry all these teams, it eliminates the fact that he's a good teammate. It eliminates the fact that he makes you a 50-game winner. It eliminates the fact that he makes you a finals contender. It eliminates the fact that he's called a great teammate. And that, oh, he's not afraid of the West. He was afraid of the East, too. That's why he went out West. It wasn't just because of the Warriors. Look at the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference. He didn't want to go through that. And that's why I continue to say LeBron may be competitive, but he's not as competitive as Kobe or Michael. Those guys thrive on competition. LeBron doesn't. When the competition gets too tough, LeBron James quits. He quit in the finals after game 1. Oh, 51-8-8. 5 extra minutes in a tie game. You quit. You quit. You still had a chance to make the playoffs. You quit. After you didn't get AD, you quit. And then, oh, LeBron's not playing due to load management. LeBron's not playing because of rest. LeBron's not playing now because of a sore left groin. But he was just jumping out in the All-Star game. LeBron James was just throwing it down at Madison Square Garden. Oh, he doesn't have enough lift. Oh, Mario Hezonja was the number 5 pick. The excuses. And then you honestly think that Doc Rivers should go and coach that Laker team in that toxic environment right now when he has a Clippers team that plays hard. They're in the playoffs. And mind you, they were the number 1 seed, and they traded away Tobias Harris, and they're still in the playoff race right now. They're currently 8th, 9 games over 500. They have cap space to sign 2 max free agents. They got it's a very cancer-free environment right now. They got good character guys who play hard, and he's gonna leave that to and Jerry West, GM consultant, to leave that to go to Lakerland so he can become assistant coach Doc. And LeBron does not respect Luke Walton. He wants him fired. That's why he disengages in these timeouts. Don't come with this Tyson Chandler situation. You want to rip Rondo for the bench optics. Walt Frazier criticized Kevin Durant, and Bronx sexuals love that, but because it's LeBron, it's a problem. Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, there's your boy Lewis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. LeBron and both Giannis are out tonight. But I just think that it's honestly ridiculous. And I know the season is over. But you might as well just shut down LeBron for the rest of the season. I honestly would give him the Anthony Davis treatment. Let me know what you guys think about that, man. As always, man, bless up, one love, peace. Thanks for watching. Share this video, please. Guarantee you, people need to see this.